Thank you, Megan. Today we're going to be discussing not only why mental health support is important to the marching arts, but how organizations can integrate mental health programming into their organizational culture. Marching arts organizations can play a major role in supporting a member's mental health by building systems that normalize emotional wellness and by reducing the stigma that's often attached to mental health and by creating a safe, connected learning environment. By connected learning environment, I mean that deep, meaningful bond that is created between the instructor and the performer, as well as the bonding that occurs among the performers themselves. Effective integration works best when mental health support becomes part of the culture of the organization rather than just a separate add-on. When we think of the marching arts, we naturally think of the emotional expression and precision movements that each performer demonstrates. But there's a strong emphasis on physical fitness that is required to make all of that happen. However, in our industry, there's also a growing awareness that top performers not only need physical fitness to perform their art, but mental fitness as well. There's nothing new about this for those in major league sports. The NFL, the NBA, and Major League Baseball have all been emphasizing for years the importance of mental health support for their athletes. Most major corporations and government institutions also now have employee assistance programs to assist their members with emotional or mental struggles. So, as instructors, staff, and leaders, how can we begin to implement a mental health program? As an organization, it's critical that mental health programming becomes a natural part of the organization's culture, and this will only happen if top leadership prioritizes the mental health initiative. Trust is another important factor when implementing a mental health program. As in any new relationship, the relationship between the performer and the mental health provider is built on trust, and a big part of trust is confidentiality. Unless there's a sexual violation or risk of personal harm to oneself or another, the performer must know that what they share stays within the therapeutic relationship. As programming continues, it will gain the support of membership, staff, and volunteers. In fact, within a vibrant organization, staff members and volunteers will also begin to utilize the service. The reality is that many of the mental health issues that will be encountered won't originate from within the organization. Many issues are pre-existing with the member before he or she even joins the competitive group. This can include such issues as pre-existing trauma, failed romantic relationships, or family dysfunctions or illness, and any of these can interrupt the competitive season. It's imperative that staff and volunteers are trained to recognize behavioral or personality changes that might indicate an emerging problem with their members. Potential warning signs could include things like sudden withdrawal or isolation, a sudden drop in participation or interest, excessive self-criticism, changes in appearance or energy, or negative self-talk such as feeling hopeless or worthless. Any of these behaviors can be a sign that mental health support is necessary. When the need arises, it's important to have help in place. No one expects the instructors or staff to become therapists, but we can collaborate with trained professionals such as counselors, social workers, performance psychologists, and community mental health agencies. These professionals can help by providing mental health awareness training to staff and performers, by creating referral pathways, by developing wellness policies and emergency protocols, and of course, by responding to a crisis. Creating peer support programs can also be helpful. Members often open up more readily to their peers than to anyone else. So a good peer support program can include mentoring programs, providing section leaders with specialized wellness training, promoting student-led check-ins, and creating a buddy system for new members as they come into the organization. Establishing a peer-led wellness committee can also be helpful to advise the organization's leadership what might be needed next. Peer support programs are designed to recognize and refer members who are in trouble. It is not meant to replace professional help. Educating the instructors and staff is also paramount. Useful training topics can include recognizing signs of anxiety, depression, or burnout, suicidal awareness and response, trauma-informed training, de-escalation techniques, and identifying and preventing burnout for instructors, staff, and volunteers. Mental health professionals can also initiate programs for such things as mental health first aid, the QPR technique, which stands for question, persuade, refer, and trauma-informed education or workshops. A vibrant mental health program promotes success. By creating a psychologically safe environment, performers will thrive because they will feel emotionally safe. Emotional safety helps them deal with the stress, anxiety, and depression that they so often experience. Mental health programming can help them perform better, stay healthier, and navigate the unique demands of this art form. Reducing performance anxiety is also critical. Competition can trigger intense stress, need for perfectionism, and fear of failure. Training performers that anxiety is a natural human response and is actually your body's way of energizing itself to meet and overcome a challenge can help the performer normalize what they're experiencing. Mental wellness can be embedded naturally into rehearsals and coursework through the discussion of such things as performance anxiety by emphasizing stress management techniques such as grounding or breathing exercises, and frequent conversations about the dangers of perfectionism and negative self-talk. Many performance groups unintentionally reinforce unhealthy perfectionism. Mental health programming and evidence-based performance psychology will help reduce the possibility of a harmful performance culture. Healthy adjustments include balancing excellence with well-being, monitoring overscheduling and rehearsal overload, avoiding public shaming during rehearsals, and encouraging proper self-care. Healthy, vibrant programs teach that a performer's value is not tied to performance outcomes. That's an important part, so let me express that again. Healthy, vibrant programs teach that a performer's value is not tied to performance outcomes. Constant evaluation of your mental health program's effectiveness is also critical. Organizations should regularly assess whether their programs are helping. Possible measures could include membership surveys, attendance and retention data, burnout indicators, behavioral referrals, student focus groups, and feedback on staff well-being. So, with this all being said, what will a successful mental health program look like? Strong performance organizations support mental health initiatives by treating mental wellness as foundational and not as secondary. Consistently training instructors, staff, and performers on effective mental health protocols. Encouraging open communication. Balancing excellence with humanity. Building an inclusive community and a strong sense of belonging, maintaining strong referral networks, and creating programming that supports both the art and the performer. As in many other ways, the marching arts provides the performer with life skills that will benefit them throughout the rest of their lives. Learning to manage their emotions and developing deeper mental awareness can be one more benefit that they'll achieve from this activity. This concludes my portion of the presentation, and I look forward to answering questions shortly. Thanks for your interest, and take care of yourselves and one another.